going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your girl Maggie. If you're new here, please make sure you do hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification bell to be notified every single time we post a new video. So guys, in today's story, as you read from the title, is going to be a very tragic one. Like, hey, so you guys remember, like, few days ago I did a video ilikuwa about things that pastors make their followers do in church. So this story is almost the same as that video that I did. So there was this guy, he was called Jim Jones. He was a pastor, and before he became a pastor of his own church, he was a pastor in a few other churches. Then he started his own church, or we can call it a cult. Ilikuwa inaitwa the People's Temple. People's Temple ilikuwa ina preach against racism, and this was in the years 1950s to 1970s. So at this time, mtu akipreach vitu kama racism, preaching against racism in his church, obviously he would get a lot of followers, and most of Jim Jones' followers were Black Americans, non-white people. Let's say just they were non-white people, and he had thousands of followers. So he had a church, and in this church, we can say like people were being brainwashed, kwa sababu it was said that people were signing off their property, like walikuwa na sign off their property, wanapatia church, like wanabaki bila kitu, like they were doing some weird things. So Jim Jones alikuwa ameanza kushtakiwa about embezzlement, ananyang'anya watu pesa, like vitu tu za siku hizi zenye unaona tu watu wanadanganyiliwa, unapeleka tu pesa, unapeleka vitu zako, like those things. So Jim Jones alikuwa ameshtakiwa kwa sababu hiyo kitu, and with that he felt like the government was out to get him, like kila mtu alikuwa anamfight. And kwa sababu alikuwa na church kubwa, he was a very famous person, alikuwa anajulikana hadi kwa gava. He had friends, like politician friends, like he was up there. But one thing is that Jim Jones was very paranoid, like alikuwa very paranoid. I hope you know what paranoid is, but he was a very paranoid man, plus also charismatic, yenye ilikuwa inavutia watu kwa church yake. So him being paranoid, alikuwa anaona like, hey, hii gava ni kama inataka kunimaliza. So akaamua ku relocate his church. 3 years before, alikuwa shatuma some few followers wende to a place ilikuwa inaitwa Guyana. So he sent them to Guyana to go and start a colony, or prepare a place for him to come to live there with his church. So during it time yenye ana feel like gava is out to get him, he decides to relocate his church to Guyana. And that is when he tells his people, like, take your things, your families, and let's move to Guyana. That is where he had prepared that settlement for them. And he was also telling them that Guyana is going to be a safe haven for everyone, like they were going to live, like mnaenda kuishi maisha mzuri. So people were pumped, na watu walikuwa wengi, like moving to Guyana. Those are Jim Jones people, his members. So they relocated to Guyana in a settlement, and walikuwa wasi wengi, walikuwa wanaishi kwa wengi in that settlement. And when walifika huko, things did not go as Jim Jones was telling them ati kutakuwa sawa, it will be a safe haven. No, by the way, it went so bad, things changed. Wakiwa huko, they were sasa wakaanza ni kama wanakuwa tortured, wanakuwa kama slaves wake. So they used to work in the farm at very long hours. After that, they were forced to attend midnight meetings, like meetings that would go all night long. Like, life was not easy for them. Anyone who tried to question Jim Jones' authority was severely punished, tortured, like he was made an example for the others to follow Jim Jones' will or whatever he said. So families of those who were in this settlement were not able to contact them, kwa sababu immediately when they came there, their ways of communication, phones zote zilichukuliwa, their passports were taken, and they were not allowed to send any message to their families out there. So people became worried, wondering what happened to them. So one journalist alikuwa anaitwa Ryan, together with other 3 guys, they decided to go and visit Guyana to just take a report and just investigate about what goes on in this settlement. Wakaenda to Guyana, wakafika. When walifika, everyone in that settlement alikuwa ameambiwa to like behave to your best, don't make this place look bad, and anyone who tried to do that was going to be killed. So the whole time they were there, people seemed to be fine, hakuna kitu ilikuwa suspicious, so wakaamua kurudi because nothing interesting ilikuwa imehappen hapo. So as they were going back, some people from that settlement approached Ryan, wakamwambia please help us to get out of Guyana, tunataka kutoka huku. So Ryan, when they told that to Ryan was very suspicious, kona hey, maybe something is really going on here that is not right. So Jim Jones ordered one guy to go and kill Ryan, but it did not work out well, so they ended up getting out of that settlement and heading to their airstrip where they were going to get out of Guyana. So Jim Jones also ordered other guys to go and wait for them at the airstrip, and that is where they were killed. So Ryan and the other journalists did not get out of Guyana. They were killed at the airstrip. Now back at the settlement, Jim Jones amekuwa paranoid yake yote kabisa, so ameita everyone to the hall, like everyone was forced to go to the hall by guards wako na guns, and akamwambia like today we are going to commit the revolutionary act. So this act meant that everyone in that camp was going to die that night, or that settlement was going to die that night. So everyone was forced to go into the hall and walikuwa na meet in that settlement, and anyone who did not want to go alikuwa anaforcewa with guards wakiwa na guns. So when walifika huko kwa hiyo hall, they were forced to drink fruit juice. Ilikuwa na poison ya fruit juice, ilikuwa na poison, and watoto wenye wangeweza kujinywisha ama walikuwa wanakataa, walikuwa wanafosiwa to drink that juice down their throats with a syringe. Inawekwa kwa syringe, then wanafosiwa kupanua mdomo, inawekwa kwa throat, inabidi wameze. Watu wazima wenye pia wako wanataka kunywa hiyo poison, they were shot dead hapo hivyo. So everyone in that settlement, mwenye alikuwa present in that settlement at that time, alikufa. Now the next morning, that is when the first responders came to the scene, and they were scared for life. When people were being interviewed what they saw and how it was, walikuwa wanasema it was the worst sight they could have ever seen in their life. Like they were even trying to make some jokes ndio at least people wakwe na moral, kwa sababu so many people died that day that even police hawange handle ku retrieve all those bodies. So ikabidi hadi the army ndio wangeletwa wa handle hiyo scene, kwa sababu ilikuwa na wase wengi sana. Ilikuwa sad that even people were dying holding each other. So many people lost their lives that day at that settlement in Guyana, and there were also some survivors. Kuna watu wenye walitoroka into the forest venye watu walianza kufusiwa kwenda kwa hall. Some people were also not around the settlement. That was Jim Jones' sons, some of his sons, not all of them, hawakuwa in that settlement. So some people lived, but all the 918 people died in that settlement. That is a very, very sad story, like things that people will do because they are paranoid. Anyway guys, that was today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.